Money Mike.
My man.
How you doing?
I changed my shirt for my brother. I got on the green shirt. We representing money today. Half day Fridays, all things real estate. Y'all know what it is. I have an important guest today, Mr. Terrance Guest of Atlantic Bay Mortgage.
Appreciate you, man.
He has been instrumental for me in so many ways. We've closed quite a few of my personal deals in terms of investments. He's refinanced homes for me, new mortgages in North Carolina, in Florida. He's just been an angel.
Yeah.
And we want to talk about the importance of home ownership.
Yeah.
And many people are renting. I have a property management company. I approve people to rent.
Yes.
They have credit scores above 650.
Yes.
They're paying $2,000 in rent.
Easy.
Tell us about why they should get a mortgage.
I mean, just what you just said, right? If you have the affordability of $2,000 a month in rent, you know, you have the opportunity to build equity and build wealth. Let's just forget about the equity part, right? Because that's the buzzword right now. But building wealth is the piece of it, right?
I like that.
You're getting a piece of, piece of the American dream by ownership, right?
Okay.
There's no ownership in renting, right? There's yes, the part of comfortability of if something breaks, I have somebody to call. Well, when you own a house, you also got somebody to call.
Okay.
Right? You also have home warranties, you have things of that sort. So the importance of home ownership, it really starts with a mindset. It's your mindset change of, do I want to be an owner or do I want to be a renter? And to your point, nothing wrong with renting, but always ownership is just a different league and it's just a different level of awareness and of what you need from you.
Okay, and that's very key, the awareness. So many people are just not aware. How difficult is it to get a mortgage? Or they may think, I'm not qualified to get a mortgage, but how easy is it to get a mortgage?
I would say it's challenging in the standpoint of you got to give up your time, right? Most important, folks don't like to give up their time. The time in just completing a mortgage loan application.
Okay.
Their time in just sitting down with the loan officer, sitting down with their realtor, and mapping out a strategic plan to get them across the finish line. Everyone thinks that in this microwave age, right? Because you make it look easy, right? Right? You make it look easy. You show the good, bad, and ugly when we're looking through dynasty management, but at the same time, right? You want to think about, and I appreciate you showing the good, bad, and ugly, but it is a process in buying a house, right?
Okay.
It's a process to understand exactly what is your purchase power. Right? Sitting down, what is your purchase power? What can you truly afford? Right? Let's not think about, okay, yeah, I can afford this payment. All right, well, is it a comfortable payment? Right?
Okay.
You like to shop, right? You like to travel, but let's make this payment comfortable. And then thinking about the ways of, folks get into it saying, oh, I want to earn equity. I want to do these things. Well, that's going to come, but people forget, or they need to remember.
Okay.
Real estate is the long play.
Okay.
Real estate's never been.
Well, we live in a world of immediate gratification.
Yes.
So we don't want to scare anyone away.
Don't want to scare
Let's
you
look
away.
at it like, or better yet, walk me through the application process. Let's really see if it's a long play, because when I purchased my first home, I needed 2 years tax return, I needed pay stubs, and I needed a down payment. Is it that simple?
It's that simple in those terms.
Okay.
So again, the house that you first-time home buyer, you're looking at a conventional loan as a first-time home buyer.
What is a conventional loan?
Conventional loan is the conventional way of purchasing homes. Conventional is one of the 5 loan programs that's available, right? So you got conventional, you have FHA, you have USDA. USDA is an agricultural loan, something that farmers were getting for years.
Okay.
They opened that up for residential. And then also you have VA for our veterans who have served in the armed forces or the military.
Okay.
Right? They get 100% financing as well. And then you have jumbo loans, right?
Okay.
You kind of can see the jumbo loans for the homes that you see on this lake.
Yes,
They're part of the jumbo community, right? So when you come back talking about conventional is the way of doing things. It's a conforming loan.
Okay.
But the minimum down, if you're a first-time home buyer, is only 3%. Only 3%.
Only 3%.
Only 3%.
So let's say a house for, let's say the Charlotte market, let's say $275,000. I need 3%. That's roughly
a little over $9 grand.
$9,000.
Yeah, under $9 grand.
All right. So for all of the Gucci belts and all of the
hats,
turn ups
and the trips and all that.
3 months of savings perhaps could get me into a home.
Correct.
I like that.
Right.
I like that. I want to appeal to the 20 to 25 year age bracket.
Yeah.
And that's where we would say wealth should begin, right? Even sooner for the savvy parents or what have you. But whereas they're entering to the workforce, they're renting for a year or two, what would you advise them to do?
I would advise them to sit down with a professional like myself.
Okay.
Sit down and say, okay, let's have a strategic budget of where you would like to live. Not even so much where you live, but what's that comfortable payment? Right,
Okay.
Right now, because if you're in that 22 to 27 range and you're living in Charlotte, you're paying on average about $2,200 to $2,400 in rent.
Exactly.
Right out, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably anywhere. If you're living downtown, that's maybe an efficiency or a 1-bedroom.
Okay.
Right. But if you have a family, then you may be on the outskirts or whatever the case may be. But
Okay.
again, being able to sit down and we walk through that loan application. We walk through the loan application of you completing your personal information. You saying exactly how much money you make, where you work, how long you've been there. You just sped it out for them, right? If
Okay.
I'm a W-2 employee, I'm giving my W-2s, my pay stubs, my bank statements, a copy of my ID. Right? If I have
All right, that's the qualifying process. Start over again. I want to qualify for a mortgage. What do I need?
You want to qualify for a mortgage. Where do you work? I'm going to ask that. If you work for somebody, I'm asking for W-2s, the last 2 years of W-2s.
Okay.
Right? I'm asking for 30 days of pay stubs.
Okay.
I'm asking for 60 days worth of bank statements.
Okay.
Right? Also a copy of your ID. If you work for somebody and you have a retirement account, I'm asking for that last quarterly statement.
Okay.
Again, we may say, hey, I don't have any money, or I don't have money to put. That's fine, right?
Okay.
But let's sit here and let's walk it through and have a strategic plan of how we're going to get you approved.
Okay. So that's it, that system, the process seems relatively easy.
Correct.
How are we getting this information out to the general public? Do you conduct seminars on the weekend? How do we reach you?
Yeah, so you reach me. Yes, we're conducting seminars on the weekend. We're conducting home buyer readiness classes and things of that sort.
Okay.
We're constantly doing things through YouTube, through Zoom, through all these type of social media type of extravaganzas. So
Okay.
we're always trying to make things happen and get in front of people.
Okay.
And then of course the weekends. I mean, this is a 7-day job, so there's no time off. But yes, actually, attorney and I have an event tomorrow that we're having a buyer ready class right there on Central Avenue. So we're continuously doing things and pushing forward and doing it for the American dream.
The American dream. Salute to the American dream. You have helped me scale my business, and I thank you for it. We want to get this information out to as many people as possible, in particular the younger people, the younger generation, because generational wealth, that's a key word. Explain how that can be attained.
Yeah, generational wealth. I mean, again, it comes to the part of, when you're looking at your assets. When someone says on your assets, what do you have, right? And they're not talking about what's the money in your pocket per se, but they're talking about what have you saved up, right? What assets do you have to tap into? Okay. Most importantly, that's really happening, Ryan, the change, because everybody's seeing everybody's seeing the shift in interest rates, and their things are coming down. We're also seeing the shift in uptick with regards to purchase prices.
Okay.
Now you have families, you have parents who are sitting there saying, hey, you know what? For my kid to be able to buy a house, I know that they may not be able to buy a house. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and co-sign for them, or I want to buy a house for themselves. And if you don't have 20% to put down for your kid to buy a house, right? Because if I'm buying a house for my kid, that's technically an investment property. Maybe what I'll do is I'll add my kid to that loan. So then the kid is doing what? They're earning credit. Right? They're getting their credit better. They're doing things. They're getting a footprint into the world. But then also, I can be the straw buyer. Well, I'm sorry, not straw, because that's an old time word. But I can be the co-signer.
You're dating yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can be the co-signer. So I can put down 5% or 3.5% for my child, so that they can do what? They can be earning income, earning equity, and they can be doing that part of the wealth piece.
Okay, wonderful, excellent. I like that. What's next for your company? As I understand, wait a minute, you just moved to a new company. Am I correct in that, or did I get that wrong? Or did you start your own firm?
Yeah, so within Atlantic Bay, because I've been here 9 years, I have Team TG. So Team TG is me and my folks, where we're just coming in and we're just trying to change the game and being relatable to everybody. Okay. Be relatable to everybody and make sure everyone knows exactly how to make things happen and go from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, we hit a wave.
One of the cool things is that we're seeing a lot of construction of perm loans. So construction of perm, where buyers may not be able to they necessarily may not like the houses that are available. Maybe they don't want. They want to go out and have their own land, right, and build on that land. So by doing that, you don't need a normal loan like I just talked about. You need a construction of perm loan. You need a loan that's going to acquire the land and process the build from that standpoint, right? Okay. So again, I know I saw previous shows of yours where we have those investors and builders who are building homes and things of that sort. So we want to get together with them so that we can help pre-sell those homes, to help get in front of that buyer to say, hey, you're a first-time home buyer. If you got a 640 credit score, how about we sit down and we talk about a 3.5% down payment on a purchase price for a townhome, for a single family, for a condo, and you can get a construction or perm loan from that standpoint. So again, there's when you say, hey, do you want to buy a house? The answer should be yes. It shouldn't be when folks are saying, well, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. No, let's sit down and let's talk, because it's all about being buyer ready. But to your point, it's all about being educated and being aware, right? And once you're able to do that piece, then it's just the sky's the limit.
Excellent, excellent. We talked interest rates, we talked different loan programs, all of which is very beneficial, and we need to have all of that information to help us scale. You spoke about generational wealth for age demographic, and then you mentioned something about a bridge loan or a construction loan. Now that speaks to the investor, I would imagine. And of course we have investors that tune in if they wanted to get a loan, a new build, let's just say.
Yeah.
Is there a product for that?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the product is, you mentioned in those, what you qualify for, right? Let's just talk about FHA, conventional, VA, USDA. You can use any of those loans for both existing and or new construction.
Okay.
Right? And again, just speaking about the land piece, right? Let's just say, your daughter comes and says, hey, Terrance, you know what? I see some land up there at the lake that I'm gonna buy the land and I want to build on immediately.
Okay.
So she just wouldn't just get a normal loan, because she's like, hey, I got to buy this land first and then I got to, no.
Yeah.
We do a construction of perm loan. So that construction of perm loan can do what? It can act as you buying the land.
Okay.
And you building a house on it. And
Okay.
so I'm going to give you that combo loan through a construction loan so that you can manage and do both at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I hope that she makes that call to you.
Absolutely.
Because I'm accustomed to, Daddy, I need. I'm like, okay, baby, you're savvy enough now. I need you to need something of more substance.
Yeah.
And baby, if you're watching this, Daddy's just, all good daddies embarrass their daughters.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I tell her. So all good. What else do we need to know about your firm, what you do, and what you have to offer?
Yeah, I want to start off with integrity, right? Right now,
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's a lot of it's a lot of smoke and mirrors that's being presented to a lot of folks. It's a lot of fast in a hurry, this, that, and the third. Like you said, we're in an age of instant gratification, and we're not running from it. But at the same time, we need folks to understand that everything takes time. Everything takes a season. So you got to see exactly where you are, and then let's just go through processing it, right? Integrity. I'm going to sit in front of you. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to make this happen.
Okay.
I know the end goal in mind. We can start from end goal in mind. We can start from beginning, but we want to start. That's the whole part.
Nice.
Let's start.
Nice.
And from that standpoint. But yeah, from an array of products, wherever you are in your process, it's never too early to learn. It's never too early to grow. But it's not never too early just to get a piece of this. We got a lot of folks that are sitting on the sideline saying, where do I fit? Where am I going? What am I going to do? You got to get in the game.
Get in the game.
You got to get in the game.
Get started.
Yeah, this may not be your first house. That's okay. It wasn't my first house either, right?
Right.
But again, if you aspire to get there, you got a whole lot of life to live to get there.
Okay.
Trust me.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I know you by way of, actually you referred to me many years ago from another realtor.
Yes.
So in terms of integrity, realtors, of course, subscribe to a code of ethics, and we're careful about who we refer to. Mm-hmm. Your name preceded you, and we're happy to have you on board and someone that we can reach out to who's going to tell us they're not going to change the rates, add additional fees, and get us to a point and then change the terms, to which I know quite a few lenders have done.
Yeah.
And so once again, thank you. I feel like there's so much more to you and what you do. And again, I don't want to shortchange anything about your firm, because you've been great to me personally. And so I applaud you being here and sharing with us to the world. How do we reach you?
You reach me, Terrance Guest. You can reach me at area code 215-280-2294. You can reach me on all social media platforms. You can Google Terrance Guest, and you'll find me, and you'll pop up. And we set an appointment. We sit down. We get shoulder to shoulder, belly to belly, and we go make your dream happen. That's how we do it.
Good deal. Excellent. Always a pleasure. Mm-hmm. Always a pleasure. And you owe me a Gucci hat.
Yes.
All of the deals that we've closed, I haven't gotten one gift. I know you making tons of money, right? Come
We
on,
got you.
brother.
We got you.
I accept gifts.
We got you.
Can we say that?
Yeah. We got you.
That's
We
your
got
love
you.
language? Gifts. We all
Yes.
like it. No, your presence is a gift. And again, when we talk about the integrity of doing good business, I always say I have this thing called palms up in business. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. There is no hidden. There's not going to be any, I didn't see that part, or, you know, small print. I give it to you as it should be, because I've taken losses in business, and it's only because of having a good heart, let's just say, and on face value. And when I shake your hand, that's enough for me, and I know that that's enough for you. So we've always had great dealings. There's times that I know you went over and above the call of duty to get my deals closed, you know, and it hasn't always been pretty. We're to a point where we can use different kind of language with one another, and we get the deals done though.
Nice.
So, you know, that's perhaps off the record, but we always keep it professional.
Absolutely.
But thank you again, Terrance.
No, thank you, man. And thank you for what you're doing in the community, what you're doing with folks. Thank you for doing what you're doing here. I know everybody sees it. Oh, we're on the lake, we're on the boat, and oh, Mike just doing this, no, that third. Mike work.
Shit, Mike works. Mike works.
Mike works. So it's that part right there.
Facts,
that's the part
facts.
where, again, it's the gratification. Understand though, everybody works. Like it's a hard. This is hard. This ain't easy, right?
Facts.
If it was easy, then everybody would do it. So that's where you want to understand and get into your position and go buy it. If you're buying your first house, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, it's okay. If your first house you're buying 250,000, it's okay. Get in there.
Get in the game.
Because once you have it, guess what you can do? Then you can leverage that asset, right, to buy the next.
Okay.
It's all about leverage. It's all about leverage, like you do. It's all about leverage. Is everybody using cash? Who uses cash anymore?
Right.
They use their credit.
Right.
They use their leverage of assets to buy the next. I was speaking to one of my other clients, pretty high profile, right? They were in a position where, guess what? They were unemployed. So guess what they did? Guess what their financial advisor told them to do? He said, man, you got these assets? How about we just borrow against your assets? Think about that. Think about that I may not be working. I haven't worked in 3 years, but I can borrow against my assets. That's above my head because I'm at work.
Okay.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, there's other
sure.
ways for things to happen when you understand that. Like you said, how is everyone else doing it? You mentioned bridge loans, right? How does everyone else do it? They sometimes get a bridge loan. They say, hey, I want to buy the next house. No, I cannot float 2 mortgage payments, but I want to get a bridge loan that's going to take care of my current mortgage payment until I can sell this house. And yes, I'm under contract to buy the next.
That's what I'm talking about. See, and this is how this thing started. It's round table discussion, right? Where we're just conversating, and we're talking ideas and concepts, and quite honestly, this is how this initiative was born. And we will come out again with the fellas, and you know, we're chopping it up about lifestyle and what's good for you and what's good for me, and that's how this came about.
All day.
So you helped me to revisit what this thing is all about.
Absolutely.
And sharing information. We're wrapping it up, y'all. Y'all know who I am, the deal maker, aka Mr. Dynasty. If you want to partner, we Shark Tanking ideas. Bring your deal to the table, and we have a few pennies to which we become angel investors. And we're just having fun with it. So, you know, again, we're known as the OGs in the game. They call us Unc, they call us OG. All of these terms of affection that we love. And I think we've earned it because integrity's first. Signing out. Half Day Fridays, all things real estate. Peace.